out before it covers up in clouds. You don't really get to see this every day, you guys. That's the top of Kauail. It is what we call Kini. Kini translates to the multitude of waters. It's been in the Guinness Book of World Records for being one of the wettest locations on the planet. Average rainfall, 400 to 600 inches a year. It is always in clouds, so to actually see the top of our island, that's extremely rare, you guys, okay? From there, across the tops to the waterfall, you're looking at Alakai Swamp. That there is one of the highest elevated swamps on Earth. And in that swamp alone, right here, there is more endangered birds and plants than all of North America combined. Very, very sacred location to our people. Okay, the waterfall, that's called Waimeya, fed by the swamp and is creating Waimea River. Runs right below us out to the ocean. All of you have crossed it right before you got into Waimea Town. This is the longest river in Hawaii. It's about a little under 20 miles long. And while we're hunting down there, there's no vehicle access. It's all done by foot or mule. And we love it that way. Because if there was a road in there, they'd have a Walmart down there by now. You know how that works, yeah? Keep in mind, you guys, Hawaiians lived in these valleys below you up until the 40s. While we're hunting down there, constantly we're stumbling over their old villages. Tons of terracing, rock walls, foundations, fish ponds, fruit trees. Everything was just left behind once they were forced to move out. The main reason they lived down there was because that swamp above them provided them below with what? Let's be more precise, what type of water? And what we need to remember, try to understand this, they've never seen money or gold yet. Their wealth was their fresh water. Their understanding was the more water you got, the more life could be sustained, so the more wealthy you were. Common sense, yeah? Listen carefully. Actually, repeat after me. Vai. It is spelled W-A-I. Where do you find that word? Where else? Where else? Waimea. Good. Where else? You guys, I mean, if you really think about it, almost every town in Hawaii has the word vai in it. Because it's simply talking about the fresh water in that location. Okay, you guys got me so far?
Yeah.
So what is vai one more time?
Fresh water.
We have to be precise with that one, fresh water. Okay, next word, you've all heard it, the word aloha. One word has over 100 meanings, but in the one word, there's two. Let me define them. Alo is to share or to be put in presence of, face to face. This here is a form of alo. I'm sharing, we're all in the presence of each other. Okay, what is ha? Anybody know yet? What is it? Breath of life. We all carry a breath of life. So simple translation to aloha, sharing the breath of life in each other's presence. So with that being said, aloha everybody. Okay? I want all of you to remember ha. What is ha?
Breath of life.
And vai, one more time.
Fresh water.
Just making sure you're paying attention. Thank you. Okay. Last thing. The ancient belief of our people, it only took these three things to live simple and righteous on earth. Out of these three, you already learned two of them in Hawaiian. Ha and vai. Well, what's the correct pronunciation of the Hawaiian Islands? Hawaii. My question to all of you is E. Not what, who. Who do you think E is? Much larger than us. Who's that?
Spirit.
Or God, right? Okay, most people will say God, but in our culture, Hawaiians believe in over 40,000 different gods. All of them tie back into elements. So a quick example. Have you all heard of goddess Pele? What's her element? Fire. Good, so you understand me. Even though we believe in all these gods, or shall I say elements, we still believe in only one creator. And in the eyes of the Hawaiian, his name is E, spelled with an I. So the only three things we believe you absolutely need is your breath, fresh water to sustain it and all the life, plants, animals, creatures, and the one that created us and all of that. Hawaii is all it took. Where the hell did we go wrong? Okay. And then my outfit, helmet, cape, both worn together while they traveled on their canoes. What was it worn for? From? That's their sunscreen. It's a large bottle gourd. Okay? Never used for battle. In fact, if you look inside, you'll see a black screen. That's the only thing not traditional. I put it there because while I'm wearing it, it just makes me look more intimidating. This is just pantyhose from Walmart. My cape with it pulled up. This is called an ahula'i. So with the cape protecting my shoulders and my back, with the helmet on, this is exactly what they look like while they traveled on their canoes. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. I'm smiling, don't run away yet. Alright. And then some of my things below me I bring up as well to share. These are different types of pahoa or daggers. This one here comes right off of a marlin. That's a swordfish. Okay? This one here is the same exact thing, but taken to an ancient Hawaiian belt sander. Just kidding. Okay? Then we have a koa knife or koa dagger. Okay? These are koa trees. They're highly protected federally. And you have a coconut husk on that one, woven into corded rope to be used as fishing line. And then we have the Kauail pahoa. The design only found on this island, hence the name Kauail dagger. Okay? The little hook, that's what made it so dangerous. Every time it came out of you, it pulled your gut line out. I know it sounds gruesome, that's just what made it work so efficiently. Okay? Uli uli, hula instrument, makes me look more dramatic while dancing hula. What kind of feathers, first of all?
Chicken.
Yeah, they don't even know he's missing yet, you guys. Yeah? No, I'm kidding. Ancient time, only men danced hula. Why did only men dance hula?
They had the rhythm.
No. Huh?
Chinese figure out.
That's my favorite answer, but it's incorrect.
It was a war dance.
Huh?
It was a war dance.
Have you seen hula yet? You guys ready for this war dance? You sure?
Yes. Yeah.
You scared? So I'm teasing her. She's absolutely correct. What you guys see today is what they have created for our visitor industry.
Oh,
Why put our women out there instead?
they're beautiful.
Yeah, of course. Okay. But the better word to use, more inviting. Okay? Because they're doing pretty graceful movements. Yeah. Ancient hula look more like the haka. You guys ever see that? The rugby games, they're out there stomping the ground, making all these ugly faces and slapping themselves. That's the real stuff. Okay, just to give you guys an understanding. This stuff here came for the visitor industry because it's more inviting. Okay? So that's a little bit about hula. Pestle, mortar. While I'm hunting below, I'm always collecting medicinal plants to show my kids what they look like. When I get home, I go ahead and crush it up right in front of them so they have an opportunity to carry some of those traditions on. And then a neva, a war club, simply used for striking, help defend yourself or family against another warring clan. I've never used it for that purpose, just to bring up to show it what it could look like. Okay? You guys, while I'm hunting below, see this spear? We call it ihe. When I go hunting in that valley, you guys, this spear here stays at home. I take a rifle. Okay. And the last thing I share is my shell. Ancient time, they were heavily blown to get in touch with your spiritual beings, ancestors. Later, more for ceremonies, maybe the birthing of royal families. But the last chief of this island used them for communication. Every time he blew his shell, he had other shell blowers out there who would relay the message to the next and so forth, that eventually the entire island would know what was taking place. Here's a perfect example. Let's all pretend we live in the same village. I've been chosen to cook. You guys are doing the daily chores. Well, lunch is just about ready. I am simply calling everybody home. Yeah, you guys ready for lunch? I'm sorry, I gotta keep myself entertained, you guys. Okay. Here we go. This is probably what you would hear. Everybody would come running back to get their share of lunch. After done eating, you go right back to doing your chores. That's every single day, except for this day, because our chief got word our enemies are approaching. He orders me up onto the high ridge to watch over the horizon. I'm staring at the ocean and I spot 500 canoes coming this way. It's a lot of people, probably our enemies. This would be the warning cry. I simply told all of you to grab your meakawa, weapons, get your butt in gear, meet me at the ocean now. We've got major business to take care of. If I would have forgot my shell phone at home on the charger on that day, it could have cost us our lives. That's how important these shells used to be. Okay, you guys? So you guys, I do this because I truly believe the state of Hawaii lacks cultural awareness programs for our visitors. So I put myself up here half naked to first capture your attention. And once I got you, I tell you a little bit about what I believe you should have already learned before you got here. So this is just some of what I like to share, but I always like to give you guys a chance to ask questions. Anybody have questions?
Not yet.
Okay, I got one. You ready?
Yeah.
When you look at the Hawaiian flag, what stands out the most? Why is the Union Jack on the Hawaiian flag? Okay, you guys all heard of King Kamehameha?
Yeah.
He wasn't king yet, only a chief of the big island. He was overthrown by the Brits at that time. He flew the Union Jack above his grass shack for approximately 6 to 8 months. When they returned and they saw that, they questioned it. Why is he flying our flag after we overthrew him? Yeah? Kamehameha, he knew that they had the largest navy fleet on the planet at that time. He actually acquired such good relations with them when they got back. They acknowledged him as the chief again and returned his sovereignty. Once Kamehameha got his sovereignty back, he allied up with them. And this is what scared all the other chiefs of Hawaii. So they allied with separate countries as well. Kamehameha, the Brits, the Big Island. Maui's chiefs, France. Oahu's chiefs felt that America would be their best bet. And Kauai's chief, who does Kauai's chief ally up with? Somebody. You'll be surprised when you hear who. When you leave Waimea town, try to get the bus driver to take a right after the Waimea Bridge and Waimea River. You'll be at the old Russian fort. They just changed the name of it because of what's taking place in the world today. Okay? The Russians were backing Kauai. So long story short, once Kamehameha acquires Kauai, he doesn't take it away by battle. It was given to him. Our chief didn't want to cause any bloodshed. So he told Kamehameha, you can have Kauai, just to stop the bloodshed between our people. Kamehameha turned around and said, thank you so much, that was so generous of you. You can stay chief of your island for your lifetime, but once you pass, it'll then revert into my control. So long story short, Kamehameha does acquire Kauai and then takes up on European influence. From chief, turns himself into the king to create his kingdom/country, and then creates the flag, puts the Union Jack on there to show his allegiance to his new friends, the Brits. You guys got that?
Yeah.
Is that good history for you guys?
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me share, you guys. I really appreciate your precious time. Yeah, mahalo for letting me do this for you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks for the applause. I appreciate that. Believe me, if it wasn't for my kids, you would have never met me. I'd be surfing right now, you guys. I'm just being honest with you guys, yeah? Thanks for supporting me in my alcohol addiction as well, you guys.